Hi book lovers, and welcome to Bookmas Day 9. I think this one is going to be. We're doing a reading vlog where I want to hopefully read all my Christmas books, but I'm not so sure if we can get through all of them. Let me show you which ones I have here that I want to get to. The first one I have here is Kiss Her Once by Alison Cotron. This is the one that I think I anticipate the most out of these Christmas romances or Christmas books. They're not all romances actually. Then I also have From Paris with Love This Christmas by Jules Wake, and I don't know anything about this book, but this is my last read for book club for this year. I also have Death Comes at Christmas, which includes like 16 different short stories, and you also have therefore 16 different authors. And yeah, I wanted to like read a short story a day. Ask me how many I've already read. Not many, and we're like halfway through December, almost, not quite. So yeah, that plan didn't work as well as I hoped to, but I just want to show you like the inside pages. I think like this looks just so cool with like the blood all over the pages. And yeah, I think I kind of want to read maybe one short story tonight. We'll see, because my other goal for tonight is to finish the book that I'm currently reading, The Takedown. And even though this doesn't look like a Christmas romance, which makes me really mad, this is a Christmas romance. And I also saw the German cover because my friend is actually reading the German version of this, and the German cover looks so Christmassy. So I don't understand why they decided to go with this theme, because yes, this still works with the book, but I wanted to read this earlier this year, and as soon as I realized this plays around Christmas, I was like, well, I'm gonna read this for Christmas then. And I think I have like 80 pages left in this book, so really not a lot. But before I tell you guys my thoughts about this book, I just want to show you the other book that I want to read in this vlog if I get to all of these books, and that is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. And I know this is not a Christmas romance, but this is just a very wintry book because this plays in, well, Beartown, and I feel like this is Sweden. I could be wrong. Everything around this town is kind of centered around the hockey, and you follow different POVs. I mean, I literally just started the book. I haven't really read much, like the first 20 pages, but I love this book already. And within the first few pages, I was like, I kind of want to annotate this book, so I feel like I'm going to read this a bit more slowly and yeah, just really savor my read, because I feel like I'm really going to love this, and it just has very beautiful quotes. So I also have like my annotation tools with me for this book. So yeah, this is the plan for this video. The books that I want to read. We'll see how many I will actually get to. But let me tell you first about the book that I want to finish tonight. I think the synopsis for this are very fun and different for a Christmas rom-com. It definitely has also a suspense element. Our main character, Sydney, is an agent and she's working for the CIA, and she gets the mission to investigate her sister's fiance, because her sister's fiance is actually a criminal, and the way to do that is to take down his best friend. So she has to seduce his best friend and also the best man for the wedding, and this all plays around Christmas. As I said, there's definitely a lot of like Christmassy activities in here. I wouldn't say like this feels too Christmassy because of the plot, and this book is very plot heavy as well. Like there's definitely a romance, but I don't know, like for a rom-com I feel like the romance is a bit lacking because the plot is taking up a lot, and I feel like that makes sense. And if you like these types of books, like you still have a romance but also a bit of action going on, then you would probably enjoy this, because like the plot definitely also keeps you invested in the story. Like especially at the beginning, I really wanted to find out who was lying, like what was really happening, because I feel like you didn't really know who to trust and whether what our main character knows is really all the truth. And also the guy Nick she has to seduce, I really like, and they have great chemistry. But yeah, the goal is to finish this tonight, and I think I'm gonna get ready for bed now, make myself some tea, and then we're going to read a little bit. Friends, I finished The Takedown last night, and I don't really have much to add, to be honest. Like I feel very similar towards the book as on my update. I think this is a fun holiday romance. It's a bit different than your normal like Hallmark movie rom-com because of the plot, but I also think that the plot kind of took over the romance, so I wish there was more romance, and I think I'm gonna give this a 3-star read. Like, this was good, but also, you know, nothing revolutionary. That is the first Christmas romance for this video, not the first one I read this year. And I thought before we start and read the next Christmas book, really want to read more of Beartown, so we're going to do that. And as I said, this is not a Christmas book, but because of like the wintry setting and the cozy vibes, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be cozy. I hope so. I hope this book is not gonna destroy me. I thought we could read this for this video as well, and as I said, I think I want to like annotate this book too, so I definitely have some tools with me. Really, all you need to know, I think I told you yesterday, like Beartown is a city that is very rural, that is kind of losing its spirit because a lot of people go away, and all this town is holding on to is the hockey team, and that they are going to, you know, become great again, go on a winning streak. And you read this book out of a lot of different perspective, and yeah, it's a hockey town, it's about hockey, but obviously it's about so much more. We'll see. I definitely love the writing so far. As I said, I think there's some beautiful quotes in here. We'll just start reading. So I've read about 70 pages now, and I wanted to give you a little update. And literally 2 pages ago I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna be more of a sad book, because like there's so many characters that we follow and the POVs we get that I feel like we haven't really progressed plot-wise. The information we just got, like, I just want to cry now. And I feel like it's a good idea to put the book away for now. And yeah, I think this book is definitely gonna make me cry. I don't really think I can give you an update right now. I hope this is going to be a book with a happy end. I really, like, I don't like feeling sad for books in general. I feel like also the way it was told wasn't even super emotional, but just like thinking about it right now, I just want to cry over words in a book. But we're not going to do that, so I'll just make myself some dinner now. The only thing that I do want to say is that this is beautifully written. So I wanted to give you a quick update because I actually haven't talked to you in 2 days, I think. I was just very busy. I also had my like annual Christmas dinner with my girls from uni, and we actually didn't do like a very Christmassy dinner as we usually do. I read more of Beartown. I'm kind of like halfway through the book now. And I'm reading this book very slowly because it is definitely a lot sadder than I thought, or just the topics in here and what happens is very tough, and I don't know why, but I didn't really expect it. I feel like I thought this was just more of like a beautiful story, kind of like almost cozy, to be honest, and I do really enjoy it still. I love the writing, but I also want to say that I feel like this is a little bit slow, and maybe it's because we are following so many characters, and usually I love a character-driven plot, but here I just don't know, like, story-wise, where are we going? I feel almost lost because I don't really see like a plot line, like an overall arch. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but you know, in a romance, even if it's not very plot heavy, I know at least the destination is the happily ever after of that couple, you know. But with this book, I have absolutely no clue what the destination is, but it's not like a mystifying element with a thriller. It's more that I'm just a bit lost, and therefore I think it feels very slow and never boring. I don't want to use that word. It's just, yeah, as I said, a lot slower, and I think because of the hard topics I find myself like stopping a lot when reading, and that's why I think it takes so long to like go through the book. However, whenever I didn't read this one, I picked up Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison. I don't know how to say her name. Because I also got the audiobook for this one and I always say Cochron, but apparently in the audiobook they said like Cochron, so I don't know. Anyway, this is a lot lighter and fun, and I first didn't really know how to feel about the story because these two characters, it's a sapphic romance, met last Christmas and they spent the whole day together and kind of been falling for each other in a day. But then something happened and they haven't talked in a year. And now current day, our main character Ellie lost her dream job. She also lost her job as a barista. She really needs money and she meets the guy who's like the landlord of that coffee shop she works at or worked at. And he's like, hey, for my inheritance, I need to marry someone. And if you would be willing to marry me, because I don't actually want to marry someone for real, then I would give you 200,000 of that inheritance that I would then get. So they pick up the plan and go to his family cabin for Christmas. And guess what? His sister is the one-night stand she had a year prior. And that obviously is a lot awkward. And why I said that it was a bit weird going into this book, that I didn't like that they almost played into the attraction she had with her brother. I feel like they should have established just a friendship, but I could have almost like been fooled and be like, is it their romance? Because there was definitely attraction with them, and I don't know, like they kind of played into like, oh, is this a date or not? And obviously marriage of convenience is a romance trope and it's one of my favorites, so I would have liked that story as well, but I knew that it wasn't the story. It just confused me because, you know, they're siblings and I just wish they would have made it very clear, hey, we're just platonic, we're really good friends and that's why I'm doing this for you, and not think about maybe there is a possibility for us to fall in love. I don't know, I just didn't really like that. I feel like the flashbacks are very good placed in the book. I'm also like halfway through this one actually, so that's my reading update on these two. And what I actually also wanted to mention for Beartown is that I'm actually going to a hockey game tomorrow, like very randomly. I haven't been to a hockey game in years and I'm so excited. I'm about to go to the hockey match and I'm so excited. Still haven't finished Beartown, but we're enjoying the hockey game anyway. And also quick update, I finished the next Christmas book, because one's for me, but because I'm running late for the hockey game, I'm gonna give you a proper update on this later. And now let's go and see some hockey. I just came from the game and oh my god, guys, I'm a new ice hockey fan now, but it's super late. I just want to go to bed now, so I'm gonna tell you tomorrow, but wow, it was so good. Hi, so since I didn't give you a proper update yesterday, I wanted to do that today. And first of all, let's talk about my ice hockey experience. It wasn't like my first ice hockey experience in my life, especially as a kid. I went to ice hockey quite frequently, but it's been a few years since then and it was so much fun. I mean, in general, I'm someone who's easily enthusiastic when it comes to watching sports live, but with ice hockey especially, I feel like all the ice hockey romances just really hyped up the sports in my head and it was not disappointing. But also, I'm a soccer, or as we say in Europe, football girly through and through. Like that is my favorite sports to watch besides F1. And I was not prepared for some reason for how brutal and violent ice hockey actually was. Guys, they were fighting with their fists. At some point there was blood on the ice and they had to like scrape the blood off the ice and it took them forever, and I was just like, what am I watching? Let me tell you that I do understand ice hockey and also kind of like Benji's rule a lot more now that I saw it live, if that makes sense. And I am sorry that I can't give you like a final update on this book because I won't be able to finish this before I have to get this video up, because this is going to be like my last clip. I think that this book is incredibly written and that a lot of people would love the story. I mean, you have to wait for my final wrap up to give this a final rating. However, I think the only thing that currently I don't love, and I mean, it's the point of the book, but I'm just very sensible and I'm sorry, is that I feel like we're following a lot of bad people and the ones that are good are kind of suffering for the bad people, and I just wish there was a bit more hope in this book, or that would be a little bit uplifting. And you know, we're following so many POVs, and I really want a few in here that aren't going to shits, if that makes sense. So that is my only complaint so far, but I mean, we have still half of the book left, so I have hope. Don't tell me that this ends all bad. Then to talk about a book that I did finish for the blog though is Kiss Her Once for Me, and this is a Christmas romance that I would recommend, but it's definitely not one of the best that I ever read. I think I would give it probably a 3-star. I kind of thought about maybe giving it even like 2.75 because I think that the plot was just too fabricated for me. I mean, I know this is a romance, it's predictable when it comes to the end, but this one just felt too fictionless. And I'm also just not a fan of insta-love, and this is very much insta-love. Ellie, who's our main character, and we see the story from her POV, has like social anxiety, but I feel like that just came into play when it worked for the plot. Also for the insta-lovey part, Ellie is someone who can only like feel physical attraction and wants to do like any sexual stuff once she has an emotional bond with someone. And you're telling me that she has that with this stranger she knew for a couple of hours? I feel like that made it even more unbelievable. That was my final update. You know, we're getting close to the end of Bookmas. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have 2 more Bookmas video coming up, and I'm so excited for you guys to see them because we're going to talk about my favorites of the year, the best books of 2024. So make sure to subscribe and also give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!